and beginning operations where you don't overcommit on the size of your batches, because then you get old inventory, returns aren't fresh. I think those are two of the biggest things, and stay local if you can, because they say local is the new organic.
Oh yeah, shop local, eat local, work local.
And with carbon credits and with the cost of energy, this is a factor too.
It was really tough for me to find a co-packer. Just the nature of the product. It's a frozen product and it's restrained baking, meaning that it's baked in a form. It was hard. And our product contains a lot of different ingredients. We launched with 4, they all contain organic whole milk. They all have eggs, they all have organic veggies or fruit or a bean and a grain. The concept is that they're called puffets, and a puffet contains all the 4 food groups. What we do is, I buy my product. Once a month I'll go into a random store and I'll buy it, or I will ask the factory if I can come in, and just be there for a random production run. And then I think it's just keeping an open dialogue with your co-packer.
When I start to listen to these conversations, the hair on my neck stands up. Am I at some point, I'm gonna have to face this question of whether I can trust someone to do it as well as I expect it to be done. And also not give the recipes. These are recipes I created for different products as well, and make sure they don't show up in someone else's box. So I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, maybe we should spend some time talking afterwards. I really want to know more about how this decision is made and how you manage that quality control at the highest level. My product is very specialized, so maybe I take certain products in my product line that are less specialized and then co-pack those and maintain the quality and specialization of my high-end products. I have a high-end product line. I have bars that we make. So the bars is where we'll probably start with a co-packer. It's a higher volume, lower margin, but in volume you can get to higher profit.
Sure.
And it's easier to make.
For people that are thinking about starting out, I go back to what do you want? And there's lifestyle businesses where the hands-on thing is really an important part of it, and it's more like a restaurant where if you start with a restaurant, you're not there, then you're probably being ripped off. You're probably
all of those things.
You're not gonna make it. So,
yes.
But manufacturing can be the same way. If there are products that just take a lot of love in them, that to make them come out with the right differentiation in the flavor and all that stuff. So the lifestyle approach is more not about just growth as being an end in itself. It's about having an optimal size and things like that. For example, Odwalla, we had an incredibly profitable business in Northern California. And even though Coke owns the business now, Northern California is probably still about 40% of all their business. And it's a half a billion dollar business, So Bay Area is selling hundreds of millions of dollars of product. Well, when we were growing it, the Bay Area was financing all the rest of the expansion for the company everywhere else, which was all losing money. Well, we could have made a decision, and I could have been a much richer man today in terms of dollars if we would have decided to just stay a regional company and grow that way. So I think it's important, to really think through what you want. A lot of people just get hooked on the growth train as if that's the goal.
So now I have another question. How do you guys penetrate new markets? Let's say you're already in a marketplace and you're very familiar with the current marketplace that you're in, whichever one that is. How do you decide, now I'm going to go to a new market?
I have a few things to say on that, but a little bit of a different twist.
Sure.
The product we started with is our line of truffles, chocolate truffles. And that is a fairly high-end product. It's designed to be sold to people in 35 to higher with the upper middle income. And so selling to those people is, you try to focus on specialty grocery stores and specialty shops. Our chocolate pairs well with wine, so we've done work with wineries and the like. Then we introduced a new line of chocolate bars recently. Chocolate bars is targeting a market that's younger, kind of hipper, edgier. We call them